All righty. I believe we are live. And if you are watching this on the replay, then you're getting to see this before everyone else is jumping on. So what we're going to be talking about today is really a live case study of how to create a digital product and get paid to do it. That's basically what we're going to talk about, because what we are doing right now is we are actually doing this exact thing that I'm talking about. And I'm going to share it with you guys as far as what it looks like, how you come up with a potential idea, how you validate it before you even create anything. And then from there, how do you get awareness to it? How do you get people to sign up, and how do you get the people to vote with their wallet? And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, because, well, we're in it right now. So depending on when you're watching this, right now it is September 30th. And today is actually, let's see here, Wednesday. We are literally, what is it? Next October 6th is when we're going to do it. We're going to do a live workshop on email list building. And so it's coming up, but we're still in the awareness phase. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, though, guys. If you're interested in creating a digital product and getting paid for it while you create it and then turn it into an evergreen product, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys here today, because it's happening right now. We're going to be doing an email list building workshop on October 6th. And it's going to be for a live group of people. After the fact, it won't be for a live group of people anymore. It's going to be evergreen. And we'll talk about all of the moving parts and everything and kind of walk you through that. It was funny. Yesterday, I had a call with our good friend and our BCA member, Octavio. And we were going over what his next plan is, or his next move. And he's really building a digital product right now, is what he's doing. But then we started to explore kind of what I'm doing right here and how he could plug that into his market. And boom, all of these ideas were starting to rush to us, and it got pretty exciting. And then actually last night, I started thinking, after I got off the call with him, on something that he could do very similar to this in his market. So just understand, no matter what market you're in, you can apply this. You can get paid for your product before you even ever create your product. And I've done it numerous times. This is a new way of doing it for me. I haven't really done it this way, but it's very similar. So I'm going to be talking about that. So let's see who's here today with me. We got Dean in the house. What's up, Dean? How you doing, man? Good to have you. Karen, good morning. And Brand Rockers, yes. Octavio is in the house. Yes, happy hump day. Octavio, after our call yesterday, how excited were you? Like, just tell me. Because I got more excited, I think, after we got off the call. And actually this morning, it's funny. A lot of times I get really good ideas in the shower. I don't know. Anybody else like that? You get good ideas when you're taking a shower. So I was thinking to myself about what we had talked about. I'm thinking about what I'm doing right now and how this can apply to other people's businesses and their niches. And I started thinking, and I was like, yes, this could totally apply to Octavio's business and a lot of people's businesses. Already Octavio has gotten some really good feedback from his email list. So he's got people that say, yes, I want this. And that's kind of one thing that we want to look at. So we're going to dig into all of that stuff here. Phil, what's up? Good morning to you. Salama, good morning. Hello, hello. Kay's in the house. Good morning, coffee crew. What's up? That's right. We do have coffee this morning. It is the coffee crew. And I don't know if I'm going to turn this into a podcast episode or not, but if I do, and if you're listening to this, that means it made it to the podcast. And if you want to join us for the Take Action Crew, as we call ourselves, just head over to takeactioncrew.com. And you can join us over there inside of the Rock Your Brand group, the Facebook group, the private group. What's up, Debbie? How are you doing? Good morning to you. Howard, what's up? Hey. Octavio, Scott, I'm so pumped. We got the wheels turning and we're just getting started. You are not kidding, my friend. Gio, good morning to you. And yes, no problem. It was an amazing call. All right, cool. So let me dig in. So some of you that are on here right now, you're either in Brand Creators Academy or you're already signed up for the email list building fast track workshop. All right. Now, some of you aren't, and that's fine. If you still want to join the workshop, here, let me give you my little link here for the fast track workshop, which is going to be happening here live on October 6th. And we're going to be doing it at 2 p.m. Eastern time. But here's the cool thing. There's two cool things. Well, there's a lot of cool things. Number one is we're going to be doing it live. So anyone that's there live is going to be able to ask questions at the end and everything, but we're going to be teaching exactly the process, a simplified and easy process to build your list. I'm actually calling this 3 to 500. There's 3 steps that's going to get you to 500 subscribers and then some. Okay. That's the really cool thing, is that we're going to be doing it live, right? But here's the other cool thing. If you can't make it there live, Chris and I were just talking, we're actually going to do another date for those attendees. So this way here, if you couldn't make it live, you have another option to come to another live one, or you can come to both if you want to. Or if you can't make either of those, we're going to be giving the recordings to all attendees, all the downloads. And by the way, I've got some downloads that are going to take over delivering to the next level for this crazy, ridiculous low price to get in and to get access to this. So again, if you're interested, if you have not yet decided to jump in and join us, number one, if you haven't and you're on the fence, I want to know why. Why haven't you taken advantage of this crazy offer? I'm just going to throw it out there. It's pretty ridiculous. And the reason why I'm making it ridiculous, because I want you to be like, is this serious? Does he mean it's $270 or is it really $27? Or at the time of watching this, it might be $37 or it might be $47. It's never going to be more than $47, but it may get to $47. But right now we're doing an early, kind of like an early bird. When you get in before a certain date, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys $27 access, like crazy cheap, right? And the reason is because we want to make it really affordable, but we also want to make it a no-brainer decision. Anyone that's in our academy, BCA, you're getting access to all of this anyway. So you guys don't have to do nothing at all. We're going to be, giving that to you guys. So, okay. So we did have a question here, and then I'm going to get into how to create a digital product and get paid for it at the same time. Really interesting, right? So let's see here. D, what's up? Good morning. Sarah. Oh, it's your cousin, Sarah. What's up, Sarah? How are you doing this morning? Great to see you. Yes. Okay. So cool. Glad to have Sarah in the house. Okay. So, Salamis says, how long is the training? The training is going to be probably around 2 hours, but we're going to allow ourselves 3 hours. But most likely we're going to try to keep it to a 2-hour window, and then we are going to turn it over to Q&A. All right. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So now let's go ahead and let's talk about this. How would you create a digital product and get paid for it? Well, what you're watching right now, what you are experiencing, or that you've maybe seen on some of my recent posts, or you've seen a coffee talk talking about this whole, do you want email list building training, or do you want digital product training? Those are two options that I know that my audience wants. So what I decided to do, and you guys probably remember, any of you that have been on these coffee talks for any amount of time, right? You've seen me do that. Okay. So what I did there is I validated the idea. Okay. I'm not going to go ahead and go, I'm going to create this full-fledged, workshop for people that don't really want it. Right. I need to know that you want it. Number one. Now I need more than you just saying, yes, I want it. Right. Yes, that would be great. I need to know that you're willing to pay for that training. And the way that you do that is, again, through the validation process, is you get people to say, yes, I'm in, but you also let them know ahead of time that there's going to be a price associated with it. Right. So I actually put a post up on Facebook, and inside that Facebook post, I should have pulled that up. Okay, bear with me real quick. I'm going to go try to dig this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. And here was the post. Let me see here. I'm scrolling. All right, here we go. Let's see. Man, Scott, you posted a lot of stuff here. Okay. All right, here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this in the comments. And this one here was the original post that I officially announced that I was going to do this thing before now guys, I have not created the workshop yet. Okay. I have the outline. I have what I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach 3 areas: lead magnet, how to attract the right person so you get a list of subscribers that are the right people that want what you offer. The second thing is a landing page and how to get that connected to an email service provider so we can start collecting the emails, but we can also drive the traffic to a landing page that converts them to a subscriber. That's number 2. And number 3, how do we get traffic to that thing and start building the list? How do we do it? So that's exactly the 3 different components. I listed that here, okay? So what I'm going to do, and basically the post said this, if you're listening to this, you aren't going to see this, but basically I'll just read it. First, let me go ahead and I wanted to post that in the comments. Can I do that inside of here? I think so. Let me see if I can. Oh, that wasn't the, hang tight here, guys. Hang tight. Hang tight. All right, cool. Here we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and boom and boom. Let's see if this works. I'm doing this from StreamYard, so it's going into YouTube. It's going into Facebook. Yeah, so it's posting for me. Okay, cool. Let me know if you guys can see that link, by the way. All right, so basically, I'm going to read it real quick. It says 100 spots. It's $27 and it's happening beginning of October. Interested? Drop a comment below and I'll get you a special link to sign up as soon as we open registration. The price is only for 100 early bird spots, and then price to attend will increase. Now, the image that posted was this: list building fast track workshop. I'm running a workshop where I'll share exactly how to build an email list to 500 subscribers in 30 days or less. That's the promise. The promise is I'm going to teach you how to build an email list to 500 subscribers within 30 days. Okay. That's the goal. Okay. Now, again, I can't guarantee that you're going to get those results because there are some varying factors. But if you follow this, there's a really good chance that you're going to get 500. And a lot of times it's more than 500, right? But the process works the same, but we have to get a good lead magnet that attracts the right type of subscriber. We have to create a really good landing page, which doesn't take a lot of work. It's pretty simple. And then we have to connect it to an email responder, an autoresponder that can collect the emails and send out a message on your behalf. And then we have to get traffic to it. That's it. That's all that we need to focus on. And I am pretty sure that we're going to be able to build a lot of people's lists following that framework. It's worked for me. I think it will work for you. Okay. So this was here's what I'm going to do. I have not created it. It's coming up. Now, if you wanted to do this for an ebook that you're creating, which by the way, I've done this as well. Let's say I don't want to do a workshop. Maybe you don't have, content that you're going to be putting on a workshop, which I think that you probably could. And Octavio, that's what you and I are going to talk about, because I think this is perfect for your market. So it also forces me to basically go, oh, wait a minute. People signed up. I got to create this thing. I got to help them. I got to show up on this date and teach this, right? So the way that I always imagine it is if I'm going to sit down with 10 people that I know here in my local area and they said, hey, show me how to build a list of 500 people in 30 days. Can you do that, Scott? And I'm like, sure. And then I'm going to take a day and I'm going to map it all out. And I'm going to then teach them that, right? And say, here's everything you need to know. Here's everything you got to do. So it doesn't matter if I'm teaching people how to catch more bass, or if I'm teaching people how to play guitar, or if I'm going to be doing a workshop to help these people. But if you wanted to do an ebook, you could totally do an ebook too. You can just tell people, hey, I'm thinking of creating a guide on this topic or this topic. Which one are you more interested in, right? And then they vote, right? You can do it on a Facebook page, on a Facebook group, wherever, or you can do it in, if you have somewhat of a small email list, you can even do it through an email list to grow your email list, right? So we just want to get some validation there. You could even run a Facebook ad to it if you wanted to and pay $50 and validate the idea. You could do that. The whole idea here is I don't want to spend the time to create something that people don't want and that they don't need, right? So I'm validating this piece way before I ever create anything. So just think about this. And again, I've done this numerous times. I've done it in my photography training business. I've done it with, showing people how to use Photoshop. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, this, and this. Which one do you want to learn first? A, B, or C? B. Okay, B. Okay, it's going to be for early adopters. It's going to be whatever, $57. It's going to be a $99 product. If you want to get in for, well, let's call it $49. If it for $49, get 50% off for the first 50 people. Boom, I email my list, bang, bang, bang. Now, if I don't have a list yet, because in this case, we're trying to build a list, maybe I do it on social. Maybe I run a Facebook ad to it, okay? But I validate it. I've done the same exact thing when we launched Private Label Classroom like 5 years ago. I got on a webinar and I basically told people, I outlined what I was going to teach. And I said, if I get 25 people that are interested and they want to join and they sign up tonight, I'll create it. I had 25 people join for a $497 product, by the way, at that time. That's when I first introduced it. That eventually went to a $1,700 product. And that there sold 25 spots in less than a minute. Okay. But I also built up a lot of goodwill along the way. I did a lot of things to get to that place. Right. But I validated. Then Chris Schaefer and I, we go get on the phone. We go, looks like we're building a training and we're getting paid to build it. Right. So we're not creating a course and hoping people buy it. I've done that before. And that's why I won't do that again. That right there is a way for you to waste a lot of time and then not sure if people want it. Now, if you already have stuff, now I know like Octavio is building a digital guide right now, basically an ebook. He's taking a lot of his existing blog posts and turning that into an ebook. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that because you're not taking like and starting from scratch to build this thing, right? I also tell people, and I taught this at Brand Accelerator Live, if you want to take your next 10 blog posts and plan them out into sequential order of what you would teach in a book or a course or something like that, just map it out. And then each post is going to reside on your blog, but then it's going to basically build the digital product. So you're not building it for nothing. You're building it to provide content on your site. And then you just take that and make it a digital product. So anyway, that's the post. This is the post that set the stage for me. Now, here's the deal. I screwed up. Okay. Let me talk about how I screwed up here. What I did was I said, hey, if you're interested, say I'm in the comments. And then I had a whole bunch of people say I'm in, right? Now they didn't pay. They just said I'm in, but I told them the price. I told them what it was. Still not enough for me. I need to know that people are going to pay to show up to this workshop, right? And so what I ended up doing was I started private messaging everyone. And at this time we had about 90 people on that one post. I did another post in the page. And then I did one in the group, and the one in the group, the one on the page actually got more engagement. Again, Facebook's algorithm, right? Organic. They just pull back the organic reach. It kills me that I can post something on the group, right? That has just under 500 people in that new group, brand new group, fresh group. And I still post something there and it's crickets a lot of times, right? So depending on where you're watching this, who knows? You might see it, you might not. I don't know, right? The page, same thing. You'll post something, boom, takes off organically. Another time, crickets, right? It's just not being reached, all right? But the one post that I did, the first post, started getting reach, okay? And I had over 90 people, I believe it was a little over 90 people that said, yes, I'm in. So they wanted me to send them a link because it said in there, drop a comment, say I'm in, and I'll send you a link, right? Privately when it's available. So I started messaging people. I got to about 40, maybe 50 people. And then I kept doing it. I kept sending, these private messages. And then I looked down and it said, message failed, message failed, message failed, message failed. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then I did a little bit of digging and come to find out, Facebook doesn't like when you send a lot of messages with links in it. So then I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do it that way. Maybe I should just give the link out and then anybody could go there. But it felt better if I private messaged people. So then I was like, maybe I'll take an image of it and it won't be a link. So then I'll just send an image in my Facebook message. So this way here we get around the link being sent. I did that a few times. And now we're kind of like, okay, we're kind of open for registration. So it's like brandcreators.com/list, and you go there and then you can register for the workshop right now. Up until, let's see, we're going to do it next Tuesday. So up until next Tuesday, you can register to be there live. After Tuesday, it won't be, well, we'll have another live one. So here's what we'll probably do. Giving you guys a little inside information here. What we'll probably do is we are going to kind of market it all the way up till the date live. Hey, last chance to get in here on this live workshop, right? And then after that workshop, we could just sell the recordings, but instead of that, we're going to open it up for another live training that we're going to do at a workshop again, same one. And there's a couple of different reasons why we're doing this, by the way. So the one reason is now I can promote it for another, 3-4 days and say, hey, you missed that one, but we're going to do another live one. You still got a chance to get all your questions answered, right? So now we get a chance to market to those people once again, right? And then the other thing that we get to do here is we get to have 2 recordings, and then we get to take the best of both of those recordings and make the final product, right? And then the idea after this is all done, we get an edited version. We now put it into a little product, right? A little area where people can access it. And then from there, we get to evergreen it, meaning we get to then start selling this thing later. That also will bring people into the world of brand creators, right? And Brand Creators Academy and all of that stuff. So again, let me just kind of walk you through. I kind of bullet pointed out some things here just so you guys can have like a framework to and if you guys have any questions, let me know. But again, me doing this today, here's the other cool thing, right? So I'm teaching you guys how to build a brand in various ways, right? But one of the main things is you got to have a website. You got to know your market, right? You got to start producing content. What I'm doing right now is content, guys. This is content. I'm not selling, but I am selling, right? I'm selling the idea of joining the email fast track workshop, right? Because I'm talking about it, but I'm teaching at the same time, right? I'm giving you guys a valuable lesson, and I'm giving you guys the play-by-play. So again, you can always take what you're doing and then just create a story or another angle around it. So just use this as I wanted to title this a case study, live case study, because that's what this is. So if you're following along, you're going to kind of see all of these different parts and pieces. Now, inside of the Academy, I've already mentioned this. I'm going to go in greater detail on everything, all the moving parts, all of that stuff as another way to show people inside the Academy how to market something. Like, because marketing to me is a skill that everyone needs. Everyone needs, right? But if you don't understand it, you need to start understanding it, because it's just really, really super important. And it could be small, it could be big. It doesn't really matter. All right. So let's talk about this. So the number one thing we need to do is validate the idea. Okay. And again, do you want to do a digital? I thought everyone was going to say, I want to create a digital product. So that would have been the first workshop. Now I was going to do them both probably regardless, because I know that people want email list building. I know people want a digital product, right? And they really go hand in hand, because if you have an email list, there's a good chance that you could sell a digital product, right? If you have a digital product first, then you're going to have to build a list, right? So one or the other has to come, but instead of doing it all in one and making it seem overwhelming, let's start with the first thing, and that's building the list. Okay. So digital product or email list building. We decided on email list building. That was we needed to validate that idea. So we asked, we got the answer, and then we put out that, hey, we're going to be doing this workshop. We're going to be creating this thing. It's going to be $27. If you're interested, say I'm in, and you'll be in the early bird list and get a discount, right? And you'll get first access, right? And then from there, we had, over 90 people raise their hand on that, right? So then what we're doing is we're creating awareness now around this, right? So now all that I'm doing at that point is I'm posting on Facebook, I'm messaging, making sure that I'm commenting when people comment, they have questions, or I'm doing another post that kind of, again, brings up the idea of why you should build a list, right? So creating awareness is like the next thing now, right? We're kind of creating that little bit of a runway to the actual thing. We're bringing up awareness, and that's getting the attention of the market, right? And so now the next thing that we need to do after we're doing this awareness thing or during this awareness phase is we need to start collecting money. We need to start getting people to actually vote with their credit card. Okay. And so that's what we need to do next, right? So that's the next piece, right? And honestly, the simple way to do it, like we didn't even build a sales page. There's no sales page right now that exists for this email fast track workshop. There's going to be, but there's not one right now. So another thing here, I talk about MVP product, minimal viable product. Guys, this is like stripped down, right? If you go to it's the brandcreators.com/list, you're going to see it's a checkout page. That's it. It gives a little bit of copy as far as like what this workshop is going to be, right? But it's just basically like $27. If, here's what you're going to learn. If you're in, go ahead and register, right? And then from there, done, right? There's actually after that, there's a really cool thing that I've been doing. And if you guys have joined the workshop or registered, you guys know what came next. And I'll probably do something inside the academy for this too. I'll talk a little bit on the coffee talk here. It's not that I'm holding anything back, guys, but it's just a little bit more intricate. But basically what I was doing is I created what they call a video ask. And as soon as you registered, you went to a page where I shot a video and I basically said, hey, congratulations, super excited to have you. Share with me one thing that you're excited about for attending this workshop. And then they can either record a video or send me a text message back. And so that was the first step. The next one was like, after they get done with that question, then it would come up to another video. And that video, I would say, awesome. Thank you so much. Now, I got one more question for you. Okay. What will having an email list do for your business? Go ahead, answer it. Boom. They would answer it. And then the last question was more like, is there anything else you want to let me know before the workshop? Right. So this took me about 10 minutes to set up. It's a tool called Video Ask. Really, really cool tool. I'm going to keep using it. I was blown away at how many people actually, they responded. Right. And the cool thing is like, it's an instant connection. It also lets me prepare better for the workshop of what they're expecting, what they want, what they need. And it also allows me to see in their words how they're describing what it will do for them. So I can take that information and write really good sales copy, right? So there's all of those things that go with it. I get to connect with people. I get to hear what they need. I get to deliver a better experience, and I get to learn their languaging, right? Really cool stuff. So that was something that I did in the background. So it's not hard, but it's one extra little step, right? So literally created a Facebook post, said what I was going to do, said the price. If you're in, say I'm in, and I'm going to send you a link. I did that. I failed at that because Facebook blocked me from sending messages. So then I had to go and reply to everybody on their post and give them a link and all that stuff, which took some time. But basically I set up a checkout page. And from there, I just did a little thank you page from there that just, asked a few questions just so I can better prepare them. That's it. That was done. So it's really, really MVP, guys, minimal viable product. Okay. We're not building anything yet. Haven't done it. Right. So same thing with an email list. You might be like, well, I want to build an email list, but I need to make sure that I have like 10 pieces of content already created. No, you don't. You don't have to. You just start right now and then start building the content and then sharing it with those guys, right? It'll also get you wanting to share content, right? So anyway, okay. So validate the idea, create awareness of the thing. In this case, it's our workshop, collect payments. And we have about 2 weeks of a lead time into this. I know some of you asked like how long. It doesn't matter. You can do it in a week. You can do it in 3 weeks. Usually shorter, a little bit, like no more than 3 weeks, I would say, because you want people to stay fresh and you want people to be excited and not have to wait too long. So we gave it 2 weeks. We set the date of when we were going to do the workshop, and we did that after the fact. So when people were signing up, they didn't even know when the workshop was going to be, right? So they're just saying like, yeah, I want it. Like, yeah, I want to attend, or I want the recordings. And so then we announced the date. Another reason we were able to then let people know, another awareness piece, like, hey, we just set the date. Here it is. If you haven't joined, go here, right? So that's that. And then the next part is creating the product, right? So now I've set aside this week some time to basically go ahead and build out the curriculum, right? The training, right? Now, the cool thing is I've got a little bit of an advantage because I already built, Chris Schaefer and I, inside of the academy, a full-fledged email marketing accelerator training. It's literally building your list all the way to marketing and using promotions and just really, really like intricate stuff that you can do right from the beginning all the way till like now you're sending email and you're sending promotions and all of this stuff. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to strip all that away and really just give the stuff that you need to build the list. So I have a lot of that framework already done. I just got to basically compile it so I can compress it into a 2-hour window, which we will be able to do. Okay. So again, that's exactly how we were able to do this. But again, if you're starting like now my digital product one, I'll be doing next. I have a little bit of framework because I taught some of that at Brand Accelerator Live, but I'm really going to be doing that almost from scratch. So again, then you just have to bullet point out what your topics are. What are the points that you're going to be teaching? And then what do you need to create to fulfill it? And that's it. If it's an ebook, it's basically coming up with your chapters and then creating the chapters and then compiling everything. Like that's it. So create the product. And then after you create the product, the cool thing is we're going to want to get some quick wins, right? One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I want testimonials, guys. I want you to say, wow, I attended that email fast track workshop thing and I was blown away at the value, but I already built my list to 672 people in like 20 days. I want that testimonial. And why do I want it? Well, because number one, I want to know that you're getting results. That feels really good. And I get to share them with other people. And they're like, cool, maybe I want to take that email, list building training, right? So that's why. Okay. So there's a lot of different reasons, but I can't create the sales page yet really until I kind of go through it and I get a little bit more information and I get to lay everything out. And I don't want to worry about the sales page right now. Right. And so the sales page comes later. And then once that's done, then we talk about, okay, let's now start bringing this into becoming an evergreen asset for our brand creators brand, right? It's like, so now that's going to be a product that lives on its own, but will lead people into our ecosystem of other workshops. We're going to do other fast track workshops. There's going to be another one on digital product creation. That'll probably be the next one. There'll probably be one on content creation. There'll probably be one on email marketing itself, on how to actually do the email marketing, more advanced, right? So there's going to be all of these little mini trainings, but also inside of our academy, which eventually we would love you to join. They're going to be inside there with other training and also the support of the community, live Q&A calls, hot seat sessions, website reviews, like all that stuff is in the academy, right? So you see how it's kind of all tied back, but yet these little workshops, whether you join or not the academy, you're going to get value. And that might be the only thing you need right now. And maybe a year from now, you want to join the academy, right? So again, I'm just giving you guys the overall picture, but it doesn't have to be hard. And right now, exactly what I'm doing is I am creating a digital product right in front of your eyes. Like is exactly it. Like I'm not holding anything back. Like I'm telling you exactly how it is. Like this is it. All right. And this is how you do it. I've never shared behind the scenes of this part. But I am now. And it actually feels really good because I've always wanted to share it. It isn't like that I didn't want to share it. I just didn't think people cared. So I'm really excited about it because it makes it easier for me to even teach, to be honest with you. So guys, if you have any quick questions, let me know. I've talked long enough here. Let me go ahead and see what we got here. Got the link. Okay, cool. Okay. Did you do Facebook ads or just marketed to your groups? It's a great question. The only thing that we've done paid wise, okay, which is under $100 right now. Later we will. And I don't know, we might even, as we get closer, maybe do something like anybody that's visited the checkout page or something like that. We might do a little retargeting. But no, the only thing that we have done is I wanted to do this where it was involving organic posts on Facebook, right? And then all I did was I took one of those, two of those posts and I boosted them. That was it. And I'm not a fan of boosting posts, by the way. And I know Chris Schaefer isn't, but this was just, we know that Facebook is throttling back our reach. So let me just pay them to give me my reach on that one post. That's all I care. I just want that post to get to my people, right? That they liked my page, right? Or they, have been to Brand Creators, the website, or they've been to the podcast, like whatever. I want to target those people. So like $20 a day, right? And say, hey, for the next 5 days. Let this thing reach as many as you'll give me. I'm willing to pay, Facebook, right? So that's all that we've done so far. And then, yes, I have emailed my list. And I don't email them as far as like hardcore, like workshop. It's more story based. Today I sent one because I posted a picture on Facebook of, and it was funny. My son was at a baseball, or I was at a baseball game watching my son. It came up in my news feed as, this happened, what was it, 7 years ago? It was like 2013. And it was me watching him. I took a picture of me watching him on the fence line of the baseball diamond. And I said, you know what? I remember when I was there, or anytime I was at one of these events, I always thought to myself, my business is still running. Like, I'm getting sales from the internet right now as I stand here and enjoy myself. And so I brought that story in on not living with regrets. So it's, again, like, how do you bring story in to help your, if it's bass fishing, a lot of times bass fishing, people want to get away from work. So you could be like, hey, can you wait till this weekend where you can go out there and cast a line and get away from the 9 to 5? I know I can't, so you're just bringing it into what their desires are and what they want, but what actually gave me that, what allowed me to do that? Email was a big part, right? Email has been a huge part of my businesses, of my life, really. And now, as mature, if you will, as far as like I've grown with email, I'm going to start teaching it. Like, why shouldn't I? Right? I've held off on because I was always talking about Amazon or e-commerce. Why don't I talk about email? Right? Like, I write emails now, and they're not bad. Like, they're pretty good. And when I started it, they weren't good. Right. And I learned a ton. So I'm just a big believer in it. Okay. So I answered that one. Do you apply the same strategy with physical products? You absolutely can. You can start showing the manufacturing of it, right? Like, hey guys, look I got the sample. Here's what the sample looks like. This new fishing lure is going to be amazing. I already tested it out back. I already caught 2 bass fish on this thing. It's crazy, right? Then maybe 3 weeks later, you're like, guys, I got these 2 different colors. I'm thinking about this one. I'm thinking about this one. Which one do you think? So you basically share the process of you building the product from scratch. Or you say, hey, I'm getting a new inventory in soon, a new batch. We got new packaging. I'm really excited about this. I'm really proud of it. It's way better than our old packaging. I know packaging is just packaging, but it's really cool. Check it out. And then you show it. And then, oh, by the way, if you want to grab one of these, go here. You can do that, right? Or you can just, hey guys, I'm thinking about creating these 2 physical products. Which one do you think I should create? And then you have them help you build the product. And then you have people vested all the way in. So yeah, you totally can. Did you sell your photography business or just pivoted away from it? I basically pivoted away. It's funny. I could have sold probably the membership site. I never did because we were really tied to it. And I just kind of let it go, to be honest with you. There are some thoughts of me creating like a separate entity now with a lot of the assets that we've built. But yes, we did not sell that business. And our brick and mortar, we didn't sell because we were the photographers. People came there for us. Again, another reason why you want contributors to your blog and stuff like that, because we don't want to be dependent on just the face. Why did you not advertise this training to your email list instead of using? I did email my list. But only a segment of the list, only people that have interacted. So basically, we had an email list at one point that was touching 100,000. We trimmed it down to 80,000. And then every time that we would switch back and forth from, or not back and forth, but to different providers, we would always get people that would fall off. Then we said, you know what? We don't care the number. We just want quality. So then we got it shaved down to about 50,000. And then from there, we were able to actually just dial in on about 20 to 25,000 of really active members. So we always segment too. But again, you're going to have a list of, I had a list of 1,000 people when I launched my first digital product, and we sold over, it was over 100 spots. Which did over $12,000. I talked about that on a coffee talk. Let's see here. Should the live cost more than the recording due to the live Q&A? No, I just think it's a bonus. It's actually, it's more incentive for someone to be there. And then you're not going to advertise when you do the evergreen that you're going to give them live Q&A. You're going to give them a recording of a live session of Q&A. That's it. No, it's actually the other way around. You want to make it less expensive to be there. At least I do make it less expensive because it's more incentive to be there, but also they're helping you build the product. So give them a discount and let them know. And it's another reason for you to let people know, hey, get in now or you're going to pay later. Right. And you're going to get the bonus live Q&A where you get to ask your own questions. Let's see. What did you use to collect the money? We built a page in Kajabi because we're using Kajabi, but you can use anything. You could use a PayPal button. You can just send them to a PayPal, make a link in PayPal. I've done that. Take your PayPal account, which you probably have one, create a buy now button, and then just basically take the email portion of that link and share it in your email or share it on a Facebook post. Doesn't matter. Or send it in a direct message. Doesn't matter. Do not make it hard. That's the goal here. But we use Stripe. Stripe is connected into our Kajabi account and PayPal. When would you require money back guarantee? Is it based on the price? Yeah, I mean, I didn't offer. You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up, Salma, because I may do something like this. This is how you really just turn this whole offer right on its head and you make it like a crazy no-brainer. Is you say something like, I'll tell you what, if you're still on the fence and you're not sure this is going to be worth your time, here's what I'm going to do. Pay the $27, $37, $47, whatever. And if after you get done with just the main portion, if you don't feel it's worth 5 times what you paid, let me know and I'll give you a refund. Like that's like a crazy, like over the top, like I'm confident as heck. Because the other thing that we're doing, guys, is we're adding a bonus in here on this training, which I haven't announced yet, which I have talked to Chris Schaefer plenty of times, that we could sell this thing that we're going to give away as a bonus for probably $197. Easy, all day long. We're just going to give it away in there. And why? Because we want to over deliver. We want people to be like, holy crap, like this is becoming better and better. And these guys really want to help us. And it's not all about the money, because it's not. So yes, yeah, you totally can. How much discount did you offer for early birds? Right now, if the price goes to 47, it's like a $20 discount, basically. But it's also the bonuses that you're getting. You're getting, like I said, the live Q&A is also one of the things. I noticed my payment was automated from when I used credit card from Pinterest class he taught. Okay, which made it super easy for me, kind of like Amazon easy to purchase. Nice. I was wondering how he did that on the back end. Great question, Kate. Well, here's the cool thing with Kajabi. If you use something like Kajabi, you have to create an account, right? And then once you create an account, and the reason why you're creating an account is because you're getting access to a product inside of Kajabi. So we have a library of products, right? One of them is Brand Creators Academy. So what happens is once you officially sign up and then you rejoin something else, like maybe you buy the second product, you got less steps to go through because you've already created the account, right? So it does make it super simple. I'm glad you picked up on that. That does make it really easy, but it's not hard if you have to create a new account. It just says enter your email address, right? But then now what happened with you, Kate, probably is when you logged back in, you've seen the Pinterest traffic workshop, and then you've seen now the new workshop that you just signed up for. And then if you do another one in the future, you'll see that one. If you join Brand Creators Academy, you'll see that. So these are just like little products or little areas that you now belong to. And that's because everything we're doing is under the hood of Kajabi. What's up, Karen? Glad you can make it. Why is Facebook limiting your reach? It's just Facebook. I mean, who knows, right? Some people say that you should post on your personal profile, which I've contemplated doing because I don't post on my Facebook profile much at all. If anything, my wife will tag me in something and it'll end up there, but I don't actively go there to like talk to my high school friends. I just don't do that. But I've often thought, like, why don't I? I probably should, because I've heard profiles get more reach, but you can't necessarily run ads through your profile. So you got to have a business page, right? So Facebook fan page, got to have that. But then the group is for community, and it's just weird. I don't know the answer to that. And so that's why you're kind of like, you're trying to plug all the holes, but you also don't want it to be a pain in the neck. One thing I have done, I basically got rid of Instagram. Like I'm still on it, but I'm not posting there. To me, it was just, it felt heavy, and it just felt like for the amount of time and effort, not worth it. So I'm just going to go more in on Facebook and the organic side, but also the paid side. That's where I'm heading anyway. I never thought about the strategy of showing you manufacturing process. Great idea. Thank you, Scott. No problem, Kay. I would do it. It's going to be, I'm telling you, people, your email list will love that. Yes, Kay, I would love to know what happened. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem, Salma. D, by any chance, are you also going to show the email flow, like email flow, abandoned cart flow, how many emails, the copy, just asking for a friend? Oh, do you mean at the workshop? Are we going to be doing that, D? I think that's what you're asking. So as far as if that is what you're asking, I'm going to assume it is. If that's what you're asking, the answer is no. We're not going to be shown. The idea here is to make this light for whoever goes through it, right? I do not want someone that wants to build a list from scratch or just start a new list, right? I don't want them to feel like they have to understand abandoned carts, retargeting, a nurture sequence, a welcome back campaign, a 3-day flash promotion. I don't want people to even have to worry about that yet, because it doesn't matter to them because they don't have a list yet, or they just don't want to deal with that. They just want to build a list. So the idea of these little fast track workshops is to focus on one thing, right? One specific thing. And that is, let's get a super awesome lead magnet that attracts the right person that is ready and willing to consume your content and also buy your stuff. Like, that's what we're after. So lead magnet, there's going to be a lot of content on that, a lot of training on that, right? And then the landing page, it's the same thing. Like, we got to spend time on that, because before we can worry about any of that other stuff, I need to know that we're converting good there. So the first metric I'm looking at is, how's my landing page converting? So you're looking at the landing page, you're like, landing page consists of the lead magnet, the promise of the lead magnet, and then also, is there too much distractions on the page, right? And so what we want to do is we want to eliminate that, right? And so now what I want to do is I want to look at that. I'm like, okay, I know that a landing page should convert no less than 20%. If it's converting less than 20%, something's broken. We got to fix that, right? So we look at the lead magnet. We look at the copy on the page. We look at the landing page to see why they might be dropping off, right? And so we need to look at that. If we come out of the gate and we're getting a 30, 40% opt-in rate, that's our conversion rate, boom, we're off to the next phase, baby, right? Like, that's what we're going to do. So again, to answer your question, no, we're not going to go through all of that stuff inside of Brand Creators Academy. Now, in Email Marketing Accelerator, the full training, that has all of the promotions, welcome back sequence, like all of that stuff, right? Promotions, all of that stuff. Because inside the academy, people are at different phases. We want to say, hey, if you need that portion, go to part 2 of the Email Marketing Accelerator. Hey, you're in step 1, go here. Oh, you don't need email list building, you need content creation, go here, right? So that's why we're doing it that way, D. Let's see. Didn't Jungle Scout used to be free, Scott? Maybe not. Do you suggest using it to validate a product? Uber suggests still your go-to source. Any free tools for validation? Well, yeah, a Jungle Scout used to be a free extension a long time ago. That was a free Chrome extension. That's before when they first announced it. But yeah, they have. I think they still have like a little checker where you can look at the BSR. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But no, I don't believe they do. If you want to validate a product itself, you can, I mean, again, you would just go to Amazon and then look at the BSR inside of a certain category, look at the reviews and kind of see that stuff. You could, like, again, get Jungle Scout and just get it for a certain period of time so you can validate the numbers if you want. I wouldn't use Uber Suggest to validate a product, but I think again, I don't know that I would start with a physical product if you're just starting, because that's going to require a lot more bandwidth. And the only thing you have at that point is, the product. We got to build the awareness. We got to build the channel that we can get traffic. We got to build the channel that we can communicate with people, right? And then you can get people's input as far as what they want and what they need in the market. Maybe you got 3 ideas for products. Ask them, right? So that's what I would consider doing there. D, I understand the Fast Track Workshop now. Cool. Okay, awesome. All right, last question here. Karen, I'm becoming more of an educational store with educational materials, workbooks, worksheets, etc. I still have a lead magnet actually testing too, geared more towards worksheets and workbook. Should I change it more to support the store, or should I still draw them in the way I currently am? Well, I think the answer to that, Karen, is like, okay, the thing that you're offering them for free, does that lead them to your store to buy other things, right? Does it match well? It's always about the match, right? Here, real quick. The checklist, right? If you go to brandcreators.com/checklist, you're going to get a free checklist. This is going to help you validate your market. By the end of this, probably in about 15 minutes, you're going to be able to say yes or no. Or you're going to go, wow, that my market has a lot of potential. I can build this brand in this market, right? Then the next step would be, oh, wait, Scott, you offered the playbook. I should probably get the playbook because this shows me all of the steps that I need to do to build out the brand, all of the building blocks, right? So that's the next step. Then from there, right? After that, maybe you're going to join this email list building workshop, or maybe you're going to want to join Brand Creators Academy when it's available, right? So we have to lead them in with what also lends itself to your products. Okay. You can't lead them in with something that doesn't. And I'm pretty sure yours do. So I think you're okay, Karen. But I wouldn't lead them to a store necessarily. I would lead them from the lead magnet to the next logical step, right? And then that's where, and then you can play with that offer, right? You can play with that, with that next step. All right. So hopefully this helped you guys. This went longer than I thought. I didn't realize it was going to have this many questions, but that's awesome. I'm glad it did. Now, Friday, let me talk about Friday here real quick. Got my notes up here. Okay. So this coffee talk, you're going to love this. How to pick my digital product topic. It's a good one, right? That's what we're going to talk about Friday. How do you pick the topic, right? We kind of went over it. But we'll go deeper on that on Friday. And that's going to be our jam session. So again, bring your questions. If it's not on that, it's okay. Bring all your questions Friday to the jam session. Do me a favor. Let a friend or family member know about, these coffee talks. The more people we get here, we can help, the better. And I'm really hoping that you guys will help me spread the word and the love. And then also, just again, another little reminder is the workshop. If you are not yet registered, I guess I'm going to ask you why. Why haven't you registered yet? It can't be because it's $27. I mean, that's pretty inexpensive, and most people blow $27 on a dinner. If you're not yet signed up, why? What's holding you back? And I know there's a lot of times people are, be like, I'm not ready for an email list yet. My business isn't ready yet for it. Why isn't it ready? Right? Like building your I just sold a business. And we started our email list before we ever had a piece of content, before we ever had a product selling. Okay. And that right there was a huge part of our business and our reach and getting engagement and launching products and all of that stuff. But I started there is where I actually started with that brand. So again, the question would be like, why? Like, why not build a list now? Right? So answer that question. Drop it in the comments. If you have not yet registered, if you have registered, let me know that too. Drop it in the comments. Say, yes, Scott, I'll be there. All right. And I'd love to see you there. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, remember, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. Get out there, make it happen. Take care, guys. Bye.